Amalija Knavs, the mother of former First Lady Melania Trump, has died at the age of 78. Melania Trump made the announcement on X, posting a heartfelt tribute. "It is with deep sadness that I announce the passing of my beloved mother. Amalija Knavs was a strong woman who always carried herself with grace, warmth and dignity. She was entirely devoted to her husband, daughters, grandson and son-in-law. We will miss her beyond measure and continue to honour and love her legacy." The news comes after fans shared their concern that the former First Lady was missing from a family holiday photograph, but a spokesperson close to Melania Trump confirmed to Fox News that she was caring for her mother. Tributes and messages are being posted online. Piers Morgan wrote, "I'm very sorry to hear this, Melania. My deepest condolences to you and your family." Former Assistant Secretary of the Treasury, Monica Crowley, wrote, "My deepest sympathies to you and your family. You are her greatest legacy. You're all in my thoughts and prayers." Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump has attended court in Washington, D.C. Judges appeared sceptical of Trump's claim that he's immune from prosecution over charges he attempted to overturn the 2020 election result. Trump's attorneys argued that he should not be held liable because he was performing his official duties.
A cold, dreary day welcomed Donald Trump to Washington, D.C. and drove away all but a handful of supporters who braved the rain. The former president was in court as his lawyers argued his actions after the election in 2020 should be protected by presidential immunity.
If a president has to look over his shoulder or her shoulder every time he or she has to make a controversial decision and worry, after I leave office, am I going to jail for this? When my political opponents take power, that inevitably dampens the ability of the president.
Donald Trump is facing 4 charges in Washington, D.C. relating to his actions following the 2020 election and up until January 6th. These include conspiracy to defraud the United States government, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of an official proceeding, and a charge that he stopped electors exercising their legally protected right to vote. He says he acted within his official duties as President of the United States, so is immune.
So you can't have a president without immunity. You have to have, as a president, you have to be able to do your job.
Donald Trump's legal team is also arguing the court can't proceed with the case because he wasn't convicted by the US Senate in his impeachment. The 3 judges presiding, 2 Democrat appointments and 1 Republican, appeared skeptical in their questioning.
Even under Clinton, where there's a deal cut, under President Nixon, where there's pardon given, there's an assumption that you could be prosecuted, because why enter into those particular acts?
One asked, if immunity were applied as Donald Trump would like, could a president order elite Navy SEALs to assassinate a political opponent and then just quit before a potential impeachment?
What kind of world are we living in if, as I understood my friend on the other side to say here, a president orders his SEAL team to assassinate a political rival and resigns, for example, before an impeachment? Not a criminal act. President sells a pardon, resigns, or is not impeached? Not a crime. I think that is extraordinarily frightening future, and that is the kind of, we're talking about a balancing and a weighing of the interests. I think that should weigh extraordinarily heavily in the court's consideration.
The 3 judges have reserved their decision for a later date, which will then almost certainly be appealed to the Supreme Court. This question of immunity could provide a key defense for Donald Trump in a number of the 91 charges he faces across 4 jurisdictions in the United States.
A president has to have immunity. And the other thing is, I did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong.
Donald Trump is now back on the campaign trail in Iowa, where the first vote for the Republican presidency will take place next week. And he's still leading all the polls. Annalise Nielsen, Sky News, Washington, D.C.